What is good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dynasty Overload, a fantasy podcast. Joined today by um, myself, Manny, obviously, and then one of my co-hosts. We got Laura in the building, and then our other co-host will be joining the show momentarily. Razman. So, man, we wanted to come at you guys with a great episode talking about some free agency destinations. We're going to talk about current events, and we're also going to talk about some facts or cap. So, Laura, kick it off with the current event.
So right now we're just waiting on the legal tampering period to really get started. No real news of the day. We did see some contract restructurings, but nothing major. So right now we're just waiting on that to come together. As soon as that comes together, it's going to be on. Can't wait for the nonstop news. Definitely check us out on Twitter, as well as we'll be having updates and everything on there.
Good deal. Good deal. Raz, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. Ready to get this thing going. Yes, sir.
All right. So, Sheila, you want to kick it off with the facts and cap, and then we'll go ahead and do the last portion of the show, which is the main topic, free agency. I'm excited about free agency. I don't know about you. Kicks off about Wednesday, which is the 15th, when they can sign. I'm not sure when the legal tampering is, but it's that time. I think it's 48 hours before the signing period, and folks is signing like crazy, jumping in, and so that's when it gets really, really exciting, man. So, kick it off with the facts and cap, and then we'll go ahead and keep it rolling.
All right, very cool, man. So excited for this. We're gonna actually do facts and caps. We're gonna take one team. We're gonna take actually the AFC North. We'll go one player on each one of those teams, and kind of see where they land and how we kind of feel about it. So I want to start out with the AFC East. We're gonna start out with the Miami Dolphins. So here's my question, fellas: fact or cap? Tua Tagovailoa will actually start 12 games this upcoming season, more or less.
Fact.
I will say fact as well.
Very
They're going to
cool.
do everything in their power to keep this guy healthy. I mean, 5-year option, what does that mean? That means, look, they're committed, like Tommy said, and they want to make this thing work. I mean, this is like in auditions. If he can't play 12 games, he's gone. So I think the Dolphins are going to do everything they can to make sure this guy's healthy. 12 games is fair. I think he can. Yeah, I think he can make 12.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm going along the same lines. I think they're going to do what they can to protect him the whole season. And, I mean, they've built their offense around him. They spent all this money trying to do all these, getting all these pieces specifically to put around him. They're sold. Granted, this is his last year. If he has another 3 concussions, it's over for him. So, yeah.
Definitely, man. So thoughts and prayers definitely with Tua, and that he comes out healthy and is slinging that ball to those amazing receiving options he has out there. So let's move on to the Jets. All right, here we go. Breece Hall. All right, here we go, y'all. Fact or cap? Breece Hall will be a top 5 running back in PPR formats this year.
Man, that's cap, man. As much as I love Breece Hall, I just don't see it. I think there's just so many running backs. And if I'm a betting man, that's the bet that I'm not willing to make just because it's just so many guys. Yeah, there's some guys that are going down, like Kamara's in the world and Dalvin Cook's in the world, Joe Mixon, but top 5, that's a tall order. Even if Aaron Rodgers is there, I think it's cap.
Razman?
It depends on if Aaron Rodgers is there, he can finish top 5. If not, then it's cap.
Very
I know
cool.
I'm kind of on both sides with that.
But if you say he's going to finish top 5, who's the other 4?
I'm not even giving a list there.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I'm asking
No.
question.
I'm just saying, like, top 5. Like, let's really analyze what we're saying here. Top 5. That means, okay, you got Christian McCaffrey, obviously. You got Austin Eckler. Those are 2 that are going to finish in that top 5. Then you can toss in a Jonathan Taylor if he's healthy. Bijan is still too young. Kenneth Walker doesn't catch passes. I'm not saying that it can't be done. It's going to be tough.
That's what I was waiting on, because I was like, well, you have about 3 guys.
Saquon Barkley.
maybe 4, and
This
after
goes
that,
on. Nick Chubb,
Saquon. Man, you seen that guy play injury
Josh
free
Jacobs.
1 year.
Josh Jacobs,
said who?
Saquon. Did those guys die? No.
Who's playing quarterback in Oakland?
Does it matter?
It does. I think
You
it
said
matters.
Carr was trash, and this dude finished RB last year? So I'm just saying,
RB3.
I said who's trash?
you said Carr's trash. So does it matter who the
Yeah,
quarterback
Carr's
is?
trash.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, obviously it does matter who the quarterback is. I think Carr's trash, but he still played in the system. The system still, put out a certain thing. I just don't know if that's going to happen with Stidham.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's one of those things. So here's the point, and I think this is really good why I chose Breece Hall. Y'all all know I'm not on Breece Hall. He's coming off of a major injury. But in many circles coming into this season, before Bijan walks on the field, many people have Breece Hall as RB1 in Dynasty. And if we don't believe he's going to be a top 5 finish, how is it that we can make him the number 1 Dynasty running back this year?
You know why?
Projecting over a period of time.
It's Dynasty. And like I said, man, the best thing for me that I do in Dynasty is I get my RBs young. If you're not a rookie, if you're not a sophomore, I'm not really messing with you because the lifespan. So you're looking at the upside. So just because he doesn't finish top 5 doesn't mean he's not a great Dynasty asset. I will continue to acquire. I will continue to acquire, because it just takes one of those top tier type seasons. And even if he's top 12, really what you're looking for is a top 12 back. Not only that, you know that he's safe if he has anywhere between 45 to 65 receptions. He's safe. So
very cool.
All things put into consideration is why I continue to acquire Breece Hall.
That and what he did, his per game averages were pretty good. So it was a small sample size, but it looked pretty good. The product he actually put on the field, and that wasn't a bad offense.
Okay, I like it. So let's move on. Buffalo Bills. My guy, Stephon Diggs. Is Stephon Diggs a top 5 receiver this season? Fact or cap?
That's tough.
Come on. Hey, we didn't ask if it's tough, Tommy. We said, is it fact or cap? Let's go.
He's top 10.
That's not the question. So you would say that's cap?
I'm going to answer the question. It's cap.
All right.
Okay.
Easy. I mean, there's going to be other receivers. There's going to be better receivers. There's going to be healthier receivers. And there's going to be some up-and-coming guys. So when I put
where did he finish last year?
I think he finishes outside the top 5.
So outside the top 5?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, where did he finish last year? I think he's going to have he's going to finish just a little bit under what he did last year. Because I believe Khalil Shakir will come up.
Okay.
Khalil Shakir is scary. That's not the reason why Diggs isn't top 5. The reason why Diggs will not be top 5 is because there's going to be guys. We know what Adams is going to do. We know what Cooper Kupp is going to do. We know that there's some guys that are coming up, the Garrett Wilsons of the world, the Olaves, the DK Metcalf. With wide receivers, man, it's so random.
I don't subscribe to that because Diggs has been doing what he does consistently over a number of years already. So that part doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who came into the league. He still did what he did.
But just saying Shakir.
I don't think
Shakir don't scare nobody.
Because Shakir's on his team.
Doesn't matter.
The other guys don't matter. They're not on his team.
Who is Shakir? Like, Diggs is still going to get
the guy that the Bills drafted.
170 targets. He's going to get as many targets as he wants.
The guy that the Bills drafted. They drafted him
in what round?
They drafted him to catch balls, right?
Okay, like
I assume at some point they want him to do that.
Like Gabe Davis, right? Those guys scared nobody.
Listen, you guys loved Gabe Davis last year. Oh, you guys loved him.
They're two Jags.
All right.
That's not going to be the reason why he doesn't finish top 5. My thing is, it doesn't matter who's on his team. The targets will be there. Where the factor is the guy.
So he finished in top 5 or not?
So let me jump in here because this is good. Y'all got a little debate going on. I'm actually going to go fact because I don't believe that he's going to have less targets than what he's had the last 3 years. And let me go ahead and give you his finishes. So last year he finished as PPR wide receiver 4. The year before that he finishes wide receiver 7. The year before that he finishes wide receiver 3. Give me all of Stephon Diggs possible because he still has who we all believe is a top 3 dynasty quarterback and Josh Allen, who's going to feed him the ball. Top 3. He 3 for me. You know what I'm saying? You already know what time it is. But nonetheless, he still has that elite quarterback. He still is going to get 150 targets. Why would we believe that he will fall out of there? Who's going to dethrone him?
But this is what I'm saying.
People emerge.
So hold on. So here we go. So we're gonna say random people emerging is gonna actually pull this guy out. You mentioned DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf had what is he with finish 14 last year? He still has Tyler Lockett on the other side.
Let me name 3 guys that if they're healthy are gonna trump Diggs easily.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp.
Okay, Cooper Kupp is already in there. So Cooper Kupp, yeah.
Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and there's a third one I just had, and it just slipped my mind.
Because it's all the top 5 for me. You're not deterring me.
No, I got a third guy.
Because I'm saying that
I'll let you know.
Those are my top 5
CD,
right there. So
Chase, who
yeah, so CD, Chase, Justin Jefferson. The list goes on. I'm telling you, there are guys that are. If Cooper Kupp was healthy, does Diggs where does Diggs finish? So
number 5. He finishes number 5 if he's healthy.
Huh?
He finishes number 5 instead of number 4. That's the only other guy I'm putting in this list.
There's guys, man.
Because you can't just say it's indicative of that. Like, are we going to say that we're sure that CeeDee Lamb is up?
So Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb could be a guy. Waddle. A few more touchdowns, he finishes over Diggs. Go look at the numbers.
So we can play the if game all day long. If was a fifth, Manny, we'd all be what?
But what I'm saying is,
so Diggs has a few more touchdowns. He's wide receiver 1. That's not a point.
But what I'm saying is, you throw out number 5. You throw out top 5 like if it could be
like he finished 4 last year.
Like he didn't just finish 4 last year. He finished 7 the year before and 3 the year before that. So he's been consistently a top 7 receiver every year for the last 3. What's changing about his situation? It's still trash Gabe Davis on the other side.
Who are out there? Well, we'll see. We'll go ahead and play the tape because with football, man, things change. Things change. Okay. Things are random. I'm not counting nobody out. The year that Debo came out of nowhere, nobody thought Debo, right?
I think 5 is a good baseline.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, random things can happen, but that's range of outcomes. That's regardless. We can always see it. There's a range of outcomes that you can say you can make a case for a lot of people to be top 5. But what I'm saying is, based on the situation, based on the fact that there's an elite quarterback, I will feel comfortable saying that he can be top 5. But that's good. I like it. This is great debate, man. This is what we're here for. This is what the people come to see here at the Dynasty Overload. We don't have to agree. We just have to see what's going to happen. And we're going to play this back when my man Stephon Diggs finishes top 5 again.
Cool.
Probably 6.
Probably 6. Very cool. So as we get ready to round out the AFC East, I want to drop a guy out here by the name of Ramondre Stevenson for the New England Patriots. Here's my question. Will Ramondre Stevenson finish as a RB1? So that means at least top 12 running back next season. Fact or cap?
Cap. Fact.
Fact.
Cap for me. Tell me why y'all go fact, though.
I'm going to go fact because I don't think that there's anybody else on the team at that position that could stop him. That and I think the offense will be better under Bill O'Brien. And you can't count on Mac Jones. We know that already. So if you want to do anything offensively, you need to go through Stevenson. Okay, I like it.
I'm gonna go fact because of health, potentially. Like you can't, health and then receptions.
Okay, so health and receptions is why you would go with that. So here's the thing. So I don't believe that he's a top 12 running back in the league. When I'm looking at drafts and I'm watching everything kind of unfold, I don't think he's going as a top 12 running back. So it's very interesting to kind of look at it as a whole. So I think he had a great season last year, but typically having guys return from RB1 seasons is rare, especially considering his situation. He's in New England. Who's everybody's favorite sleeper running back in New England? Pierre Strong, right?
Yep.
So how do we grab him as a favorite sleeper running back? Because you guys are the president and the CEO of Pierre Strong.
Mhm.
How is it that we now have that set up and we say ultimately this offense is going to be better, they're going to throw the ball a little bit more, that now Ramondre Stevens, because we know we're going to bring in the number one wide receiver now, because that's part of what was going on. They were playing dink and dump, trying to drop the ball off to him. And I think he really fell into a receiver load because of the unexpected injury that happened with James White. I think you see a pass catching back come in there, and now you're kind of seeing some of that diminish and an actual wide receiver one. So talk about that. Y'all really believe that he's going to finish as a RB1 again?
Yes.
You know why?
The reason being is because
Strong.
Okay.
Number one, youth dynasty. If somebody's an RB2 on a team right now, smart people just automatically go ahead and grab them, right? So
Okay.
you grab them, you stash them. Now, you talk about people coming in and this and that. This guy's a goal line back. There's nothing he can't do. So again, I'm going to trust the guy that's getting the goal line carries, and I'm going to trust the guy that can be a potential third down back. I mean, a three down back. So with all that being considered, give me Ramondre again, once again, as a top RB.
Okay.
I'm going with the fact that Mac Jones isn't that great, and I don't think he's great in the red zone. So I think that's why Damian Harris and Stevenson have been getting all these goal line touches and getting all these touchdowns. I think that's going to be there.
Okay.
Also, I think he's still going to be the featured back. So, and I still think he's going to catch a fair amount of passes. I believe that Strong and Stevenson can eat in this backfield. I do believe that, and I believe Stevenson has a RB1 finish. I do.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna give you guys 12 backs. Y'all let me know who y'all will put.
Hold on, but you're talking about who's better. I'm not talking. I'm not discussing.
We're talking about who's gonna finish higher than. So the question is he a top 12 back? So I'm gonna give you guys 12 backs, and y'all let me know.
You said is he a top 12 finish?
No. Is he a top 12?
He finishes RB1.
Is he a top?
I say he finishes at RB1. I'm not sure if he's a top 12 back, like as far
top
as
12 backs, right?
Yeah.
If they're not going to play 17 games, I don't want to hear it because I'm.
Well, here's the point. Nobody knows if anybody is going to finish 17 games. We don't know. Hey, injuries happen every year.
I said my guys will be durable.
Okay, so here's the point. So let's kind of walk through this. You don't know who's going to be injured, man.
You're right. But I'm not going to.
So that's what I'm saying. We're assuming a perfect scenario. Let's assume everybody plays 17 games. Then I'm gonna give you a list because we can't look at injury. Nobody knew that Breece Hall was going to get hurt last year. Nobody knew that Jonathan Taylor. Nobody's Nostradamus. Nobody knew that Jonathan Taylor, who was the number one running back pick last year, was going to actually have an ankle injury that would keep him out for most of the season.
But
you can't look at that.
Run the list.
Guys that are injury prone.
Run the list.
I'm not going to touch those guys. Like if you say, I'm giving an example. I'm automatically going to disqualify him.
Just run the list.
He hasn't played, but how many games, right?
But who are you going to disqualify? Who would you disqualify?
I'm saying I'm disqualifying anybody who history tells me.
So run the list because he's just talking. So run the list.
So let's kind of go through. So Christian McCaffrey or Ramondre Stevenson finish next year.
Christian McCaffrey. Keep going.
CMC.
That's easy.
Austin Eckler.
Eckler. Keep going.
Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. Taylor.
Kenneth Walker.
Hey,
that's debatable.
That's debatable.
That's debatable.
That's very debatable.
Okay. Josh Jacobs.
That's debatable.
Okay.
Oakland.
Breece Hall.
Stevenson.
That's debatable.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So would you trade me Breece Hall for Ramondre Stevenson?
Of course not.
But we're not talking about talent. You're talking about.
Okay, we're just talking about how they're gonna finish. Okay,
right.
Nick Chubb or Ramondre Stevenson.
You said what?
Nick Chubb or Ramondre Stevenson?
Give me Chubb.
I don't know, man.
You know why I take Chubb?
I think they're both in that area. But let's go. Keep going.
Okay. Travis Etienne or Ramondre Stevenson?
The same guy, man. Well, not the same guy.
Same guy.
Not the same guy, but I'm saying they could be around the same. They could be around the same.
Okay.
But I'm a big Etienne guy.
I am too. That's why I was surprised to hear you say that, man. It's crazy. Bijan Robinson or Ramondre Stevenson?
I think all of these are debatable, man. Everybody you're saying now at this point,
I have not seen Bijan Robinson play. So
everybody you're saying at this point, I can see Stevenson finishing ahead of. I can see him finishing ahead of Chubb, Etienne, Bijan. Who's next on your list?
Derrick Henry or
it's Derrick Henry. Come on, man. Tighten up, baby.
All right, and then lastly, Jahmyr Gibbs or Ramondre Stevenson?
Stevenson.
Oh, I got one more. Saquon Barkley or Ramondre Stevenson?
Saquon.
Oh, we're assuming health.
Yeah, we're just assuming health.
Maybe Saquon. If we're assuming
this is a great debate, but I love this. This is good. This is definitely the way we want to kind of look at things. Definitely believe Ramondre has a lot of opportunity next year with an improved offense. Going to be interesting to see. He's definitely somebody that you can probably buy low on right now. So, if you're rolling with Manny and you're rolling with the Raz man, go grab him. If you're rolling with me, hey, man, if you get him for a discount, cool. If not, I don't know. We're going to see. But this will be a great way to kind of look at this in the future. So definitely appreciate that. Thank y'all for y'all inputs on Fact or Cap. Maddie, want to throw it back to you for some free agent running backs and landing spots.
Yes, sir. So, man, free agent running backs, man. There's some guys that are out there that are looking for jobs. And the crazy thing is that this rookie class is so deep, but then running back is a position that people normally don't pay, right?
Yeah.
So then a lot of these guys that I'm about to name, they might be in a situation where it's a timeshare, right? Like a super timeshare, like a three-headed monster backfield type thing. I don't know about a monster, but first thing I want to bring up is Deonta Foreman. Where do you guys think he ends up?
Resign Carolina.
Resign Carolina. Rumors are already out that the team likes him. They definitely wanted to bring him back. It makes a lot of sense, especially with the move up to number one as well, to go ahead and bring him back and actually have a lot of success as well. So I definitely like him as a return back to Carolina. What do you think, Manny?
Yeah, I can see it. I really don't know where he can go and have an impact or even have a job, because right now things are just so shaky. There's some openings, but at the same time, nobody's paying these vets. So I would say that's an easy get for the Carolina Panthers.
Foreman is expected to have a large market, but they say that this mutual interest that he with him in Carolina, he's expected to have a large market.
Yeah, large market, small money. Like I mean, you can have a large market all you want. You know what I'm saying? Raz has a large market. I have a large market. Sheilor has a large market. It's all about, can he carve out a role in that market? You know what I'm saying? Or can he get paid? So I think he is going to take a discount to be here and to actually get volume. He's going to get volume.
What's a discount?
Discount, I mean, I don't know what running backs get. What, maybe $3 million? $4 million?
No, he not get that, man. Go to your next
guy. I mean, listen, here's the thing, and I think this is going to be interesting to see, guys. The running backs that sign first are going to be the ones that you probably want to grab hold of. The longer somebody waits in this running back market, one, the less spots are going to be open, but two, I think the less money is going to be out there as well.
Hey, Sheilor, hold on 1 second. Raz is laughing, right? But check this out. How much is Saquon Barkley making this year?
Saquon?
Yeah.
With the tag?
Absolutely.
I think he's making like what, 10, 11, 12?
Okay. So Foreman making $3 to $4 million. That's laughable. That's
yeah.
Oh my gosh, he should be getting
Foreman should be getting 4 to 5. Easy.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's realistic.
Same difference.
Yeah.
You said okay.
3 to 4. I mean, it's like that's the market.
I can see
Can
him
you go
getting
somewhere else and get more money? Yes, but guess
I
what?
can see him getting a 2-year, $12 million contract, and he ends up with $6 million.
I don't think anybody's paying a running back of his caliber $6 million a season.
That'd be crazy, right?
Yeah.
Listen, if you can get Dante Foreman for $3 million, then the running backs are cheap.
Well, I mean,
Never
think
pay
about
one.
it. How much
Never
is
pay one.
as a second or third round running back making when they come in the league?
Thank you.
You can get those guys for $1.5 million a season.
But they all
that's
make
$1.5 million
the
a season. If you're a franchise, let's talk about your Titans. If you're a Titans franchise right now, do you go do $3 million a season for Dante Foreman, or do you go in the second round and grab Charbonnet and be paying a $1.5 million a season? What do you do with that? That's a terrible investment on somebody who's already been in the league 4 or 5 years. That's a horrible investment.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying to you is how the draft is. It doesn't matter your position; you get still paid the same. So you could literally do that with every position. I'm just saying, running back slotted by the round and the pick,
bro.
Okay,
position doesn't matter.
So go ahead, Sheila.
So let's walk through this, right? So let's look at it organizationally. You go sign Dante Foreman to your proposal, 2 years, $12 million. Why would you do that?
No.
You can go draft somebody.
I'm not saying I would. I'm not saying I would. I'm saying I could see him getting that contract.
All right, cool. We'll come back to that. We're gonna leave you alone. We're gonna mess with you right now. It's late.
Go buy all the Foreman you want, Tommy. Moving on. You got.
I didn't say I would. I'm saying I keep going.
You can see it. You can see it. It's a possibility. It's in the range of outcomes. I'm with you, Doc. It's okay. Hey man, if you're his agent, man, let's go get it, man. He need to hire you right now.
Hey, you the man, Tommy. You the man.
You the man.
So don't take 3. We're not taking 3, baby.
Hey, we don't want him as the Washington GM, okay? We don't want him in Washington as a GM.
Right.
Listen, y'all need me out.
Let's give you $16 a year.
Listen, if there's one team that needs me, it's those guys. Commanders.
Oh gosh.
Won't you command some wins? Won't you command the playoffs?
Oh man.
Command the quarterback.
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's see how the Titans fare this year. With we don't know who the quarterback is. We don't know who the wide receivers are.
Yeah,
we don't know.
We look like the Commanders this year, man.
Hey! You know what he's saying? He wants Foreman to get that Robert Woods type money, right? Yeah, give a backup running back starting.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Y'all changed y'all's name. Y'all didn't want nobody to know who you guys were. It's like change the name.
Cool.
It was that bad.
Cool. You done?
There we go.
Hey,
all
let's
right.
Move on.
Next running back. Let's go.
Alexander Madison. Where do you guys think Alexander Madison ends up?
So for me, Alexander Madison is a great get in free agency. The landing spot that I would love to see him with is actually Atlanta Falcons. Okay. I think him and Algier would actually make a great duo in the backfield. So I would love to see him there. I think he has the potential. I think he has more talent than Algier. So in that system, I think he can thrive. That's why I would love to see him go.
Cool. You, Tommy?
I'm not big on Madison. I don't know. I think he should stay right there in Minnesota. I mean, they were talking about maybe not keeping Cook. So maybe if he stays in the same system, he can actually get the results that a lot of people are expecting from him. I just don't see him being that great. Manny?
Give me a second, fellas.
All good.
All right.
So and Madison shouldn't get no more than $1.5 million.
Cool story. All these guys are cheap, man. Like I'm saying, running backs are going to be cheap. These guys don't get paid. It's either you take the money or you keep it moving. It's either you take the opportunity or you'll be at home. Like the rest of these running backs that don't last in the league, but 4 or 5 years. All right, I think Alexander Madison possibly stays in Minnesota. My prediction is that they cut Dalvin Cook. Madison becomes the guy on the discount, and the the Vikings also draft a rookie to go in with Madison because guess what? We don't care about the running back position. Moving on along, Miles Sanders. Where does he end up and why? Keylor?
The Chicago Bears signing another Penn State running back, as everyone initially thought they were going to actually sign Saquon Barkley before he got the tag. I would love to see him in the system with Justin Fields. He's coming off his best season, has a lot of the same dynamics as far as actually playing with Jalen Hurts as you would with Justin Fields, so he knows how to play in that read option style system. They have a boatload of cap space. I think it will be a great addition. So if you add him to that offense along with Khalil, Herbert, I think those two form a great backfield there. And then they can continue to focus on hopefully building that offensive line in the draft to go ahead and make that offense potent and respectable.
Okay, you Raz?
I would like to see him. Honestly, I would like to see him maybe like in a Kansas City. I know that they have that Pacheco guy, but I just don't believe in him. But I think Sanders being in Kansas City, able to catch passes and do some of that stuff that they like to do out there, I think that would be great. Great for both parties.
Cool. I can see Miles Sanders on a team like the Dolphins. He's going to come in under a cheaper deal, especially if some of these guys start to sign. And he's one of those last guys that's left. He's going to sign a 1-year prove-it deal. I don't know what the deal is going to look like because running back money is not great. So I'm not going to predict that. But I can see him going to the Dolphins, and then he's there competing with a rookie. Give me Miles Sanders over any back they had last year. And then you add a rookie. And, if he balls out, guess what? He gets another contract. If not, he's going to be out the league. That's kind of how it goes with running backs. Tom Mosports says he can see him in Denver.
Okay.
It's not bad. I mean,
that's not bad at all. I like that one.
Huh? What'd you say?
No, I say I like that. That's good.
Yes, sir. I love it, man. Like I said, some of these backs are going to end up in weird places, and it just happens. It happens. They go there, timeshare, bringing in a rookie. Next thing you know, the vets are benched by week 8, and then guess what? You go with the rookie, the young guy, and then we never hear from these vets again. It happens a lot. David Montgomery.
Okay, so I think he stays in Chicago. I think he's a re-sign. I don't think he goes anywhere. I mean, I think he's probably going to try to latch on to what they're doing there, thinking, hey, we're going to rebuild or actually build something. I think they can sign him for cheap, honestly. And because there's so many running backs coming into flooding the market, I think the Bears will be happy to, and they have the money to sit there and re-sign him. So
I got the perfect spot for him. But Sheila, let me hear yours.
So I think that the Bears are definitely going to be out on David Montgomery because they already kind of said that he wasn't really a schematic fit to what they were doing last year. And they believe that Khalil Herbert was a better fit for the offense as they were kind of going forward. So I think he's out. But I can actually see him actually signing in Buffalo. I think that would actually give them what they need. I think it makes all the difference because he's a thicker back. And they can get rid of all these smaller backs. I think he's the perfect complement to James Cook and actually moving out of Devin Singletary. So that's where I would love to see him go.
Something told me to go first. That's where I was going to go with was Buffalo. Him and James Cook could make a dynamic backfield. And like I said, all these backs are cheap. I don't see any back getting Saquon money. Like Saquon will be the highest paid back, and he was tagged. There's nobody else in this free agency list is going to crack nowhere near that kind of money. So you can grab pretty much any kind of guy that you want. Kareem Hunt. I'll start with this one. I think Kareem Hunt could possibly be a fit with the Dallas Cowboys, especially if Ezekiel Elliott is cut. He's a guy that can do it all. He can catch, he can run. And it's similar to what they were doing with the backs they already had. So I don't want him to go there, obviously being a Washington fan, but I think that Kareem Hunt could fit in perfectly with what Dallas likes to do. Tommy, what about you?
I like Kareem Hunt with the Eagles. So if they're going to move on from Sanders, I think that Kareem Hunt could give the Eagles everything they're looking for. And he'll be basically another weapon, and a weapon that Sanders really couldn't be. So I think that's a good spot for him. And he's cheap.
Pretty good. Yeah. They all cheap. Lord.
All right, guys. I'm coming home. Kareem Hunt back home to Kansas City. They have been trying to fill his shoes since he left, and this is an opportunity to go ahead and be reunited on a cheap deal. He instantly comes in and is better than everybody they have on their roster. They can probably let go of Clyde Edwards-Helaire and literally bring him in and literally have the running game that they've been looking for. So give me Kareem Hunt coming home to Kansas City.
Yes, sir. Time Out Sports said he would love him on the Commanders. I would as well. Let's go ahead and dive into this awesome, marvelous wide receiver class in free agency this year. Allen Lazard, the prized possession. Who gets to add Allen Lazard as their number one wide receiver?
The Jets. Hold on. Follow me here. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets, listen, Jets got plenty of money. They can bring Lazard too. Then they have the three receivers. I know you don't like it, but hey, Lazard, and something else. Lazard's getting paid in this market. That's something else. Respect that. Lazard's getting paid in this market.
Let me cut in, Lord. You can have him after I'm done with him. Lazard. So let's keep Corey Davis. Like, why would you go ahead and grab Lazard? They're the same people. Corey Davis is actually better than Lazard. Lazard is not good at football. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. I think Lazard is the number 3 wide receiver, and I'm not going to pay him the kind of money he wants to come to the Jets and be a number 3. You got Elijah Moore. You have Garrett Wilson. It makes no sense to me. I think that Lazard will be perfect on the Titans. They need a wide receiver too. Lazard should not get the kind of money that Tommy is saying that he's going to get. You know, Tommy wants to pay.
Lazard's getting paid.
He's not
getting paid.
The market's not there. And the Titans
Lazard's getting paid.
And the Titans have
Titans
money.
don't need this guy. Money. No, we don't need this guy.
Shilor, what about you, man?
So I think Allen Lazard goes to the New York Football Giants. Mm-hmm. I can actually see him signing there. But I would love to see him on like a 1-year prove-it deal. So 1 year, maybe like $10 million or so, 1 year prove-it deal to go ahead and put on the other side of Isaiah Hodgins. I can definitely see that as an opportunity for him. So that's where I think they should actually go with that.
All right. Time Out Sports says Texans are desperate. They need Lazard. They just got Robert Woods. How many old guys can you get, or how many vets can you actually add?
Right.
And Robert Woods actually got decent money. What was like $6 million a year, or $7 million a year?
Yeah, something like that. Like $6 million a season.
Robert Woods got that. What do you think Lazard's going to get?
3 more.
What do you think?
3
yeah,
more.
$10 million.
10.
That's fair. I mean,
for the Jets.
Look, anybody paying Lazard more than $10 million, man.
It doesn't seem sexy, but I'm thinking he has a high probability of going right over there to the Jets, and the Jets want somebody bring in a receiver, basically teach the other receivers, hey, this is what Aaron Rodgers likes. And
Allen Lazard would not be the guy to go over there. The guy to go over there on a discount would actually be Randall Cobb, who is Aaron Rodgers' boy. They're really tight. That would be the guy that they would actually have come over and probably work the slot for a discounted rate. They're not paying $10 million to Allen Lazard.
Look, Aaron Rodgers does not like Lazard, okay? He was forced to try to like Lazard. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers. That's the prize possession. That's the best receiver in this awesome class. That's the guy who gets paid the most. He can go somewhere and be a nice number 2 wide receiver. He's been consistent. He just hasn't had the quarterback and hasn't really had, that next. So I can see Jacoby Myers going to a team like Kansas City or a team like Buffalo. I mean, if he goes to Kansas City, he takes over that Juju Smith-Schuster role. I actually like Jacoby Myers better. I mean, they're the same people, but he could be possibly cheaper than what they paid Juju last year. What about you, Shilor?
I think Jacoby Myers re-signs with the Patriots. To me, I just think that's the best thing. He's already been in that system, but I think he just needs to be the number 2 versus actually being the number 1 receiver. So hopefully they go in and address that situation in the draft. Go and get a real number 1 receiver in the draft, ideally like a JSN. put a JSN, and then you have a Jacoby Myers in there, I think that actually goes a long way in helping that offense. Or a trade candidate for New England is DeAndre Hopkins. If you have DeAndre Hopkins and then you have Myers as your second receiver, I think that's a great situation for New England.
Okay. All right, we'll do these two as a combo. This is a combo. 2-for-1 special. Mecole Hardman and Paris Campbell. Tommy?
You know what? I could see either one of those guys actually coming to the Titans. Now, those are receivers I actually think that we could actually use. Put them on the outside and see which one can play too. So,
okay. Sheila?
So Paris Campbell is and Hardman. So I think Hardman stays with the Chiefs. I think he goes back. I think actually having looked at Juju Smith-Schuster as well as MVS, I think they're like, oh my gosh, we don't need these guys. Let's go ahead and bring back Mecole Hardman. Because he was on the merge of actually really going off last year. And then literally what you saw is that injuries kind of came in, and then they really got mediocre play down the stretch. So much to the point where they had to rely on a running back to make all the touchdown catches along with him and Kelsey. So I think Mecole Hardman ends up back with the Chiefs. Now, Paris Campbell, he is very good, man. I definitely agree with Tommy. I can see him actually going to the Titans. I think the Titans will be an amazing fit for him on the other side of Mr. Burks. And I think those two will form a great combination for him and give them that field stretcher that they really need right now.
He just got to stay healthy. I do have a question, and I have an answer for it too. I'm going to say this. I believe the Chiefs are a dark horse for Odell Beckham Jr. I believe if they moved on from Smith-Schuster, put somebody else in that role. I know they don't play this. I know Odell's probably not going to play the slot, but I definitely think that they could be in the market for Odell Beckham, and I think he could thrive there.
All right, cool. We are now in the rapid fire portion of our show. The tight ends that I got is Dalton Schultz, Gesicki, and Irv Smith. What do you think these three end up, Tommy?
I think Irv Smith ends up maybe like with the Panthers or something like that. I think they could go. They could be in the hunt for talent because they're going to get a new shiny new quarterback. They're going to be looking for some talent to put around them.
All right. Sheila, what about you? Gesicki,
Washington Commanders. I can definitely see him there being the Travis Kelce of the enemy's offense. So look out for him. I would love to see that. Dalton Schultz. I would love to see him go to the Bengals. That's all they really need over in that offense is a tight end. And I definitely like Irv Smith actually going to the Panthers. I think that's a great call. They definitely need a pass catcher. I think he has all the skills in the world. He just hasn't been healthy. So I think he has a great opportunity there, and they definitely are going to need some pass catches with their number one overall quarterback they're taking. Tight end is always a quarterback's best friend. Time for Irv Smith to step it up in Carolina.
I like it. I think that Irv Smith goes to Washington. He's going to be cheap. And I think Washington can afford Mike Gesicki. I would love Gesicki, but I think Irv Smith ends up in Washington because he's going to be on a one-year prove-it deal. Can he stay healthy? Can he do anything? So we don't know. So I think he's a wild card. And Washington loves the bargain bin shop anyways. Logan Thomas, Irv Smith, same difference, but possibly different talent.
Houston might be in the
We got Lamar Jackson. Where's Lamar Jackson going, Tommy? Real quick.
Baltimore.
What about you, Sheila?
Baltimore.
Yeah, I think Baltimore as well. Run out of time, and if a deal has not been made now, there will not be a deal being made because if you sign Lamar, you tie down money, right? And then they have to match and do all this. Ain't nobody got time for that. And after free agency goes through, the money's gone. Everything is gone. Cap is gone. Lamar ends up in Baltimore. Question is,
he should
going to play this year.
He's gonna play, but there should already be rumors. There should already be rumors about where he's going. This situation seems really strange. Yep. And I think him not having an agent is hurting him bad.
Yep. All right, Jimmy G. Tommy?
Oh, Jimmy G. Tampa. I would say either Tampa Bay, the Jets, Tampa Bay probably.
All right. What about you, Sheila? Jimmy G.
Watch out for the Houston Texans. Jimmy G being reunited with defensive coordinator. I would love to actually see that. There's already some rumors and some talk about that. I'm down in H-Town, so I got my ear to the streets. So watch out for Jimmy G showing up in Houston next year.
I've seen that as well. And you can kind of see them going vets and they're trying to do some things. That makes me think maybe the Texans don't draft a quarterback, which would be crazy. But
they'll draft a quarterback.
Here's my prediction. If Jimmy G ends up in Houston, they're drafting Richardson. It's the only thing that makes sense. You sit Richardson out for a year, you let Jimmy G run, and you try to see if you can make the playoffs or make a playoff push with Jimmy G. It just makes sense. Bringing in that guy, you're going to pay Jimmy G. He's not going to be cheap. He'll probably be the third or the second highest paid quarterback in this free agency class. Last guy on the list is Aaron Rodgers. He's appeared from the darkness. He is trying to play football. He's trying to retire. We don't know what he's going to do. Tommy, where does Aaron Rodgers end up?
He's going to Oakland. The reason I say he's going to Oakland is because Oakland is the type that's going to give up everything to get a QB. They've done it before. They've done all kind of crazy, silly deals. I think Oakland's going to do something stupid and get Aaron Rodgers. The Jets should do it, but watch them get out hustled by Oakland. Oh, sorry, Las Vegas. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if Vegas does it. I don't think he fits that offense, but it is what it is. Shilora, what about you?
Jets, Jets. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, y'all. They're already going out to see him. What's my boy Sauce Gardner already burned his cheese head. It's going down. Everybody's reaching out to him. They got the recruiting. Aaron just wants some love, and he's trying to get to the Big Apple to hang out with the Big Apple models and the honeys. So Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. Book it.
Okay. I like Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. I think that happens. I think it's already done. They're just waiting on Aaron Rodgers to say, all right, I'm ready. Then they'll work out a deal. But if that falls through, my wild card is Jimmy G to the Jets. So Aaron Rodgers is the main guy right now. If that falls through, Jimmy G to the Jets just makes so much sense. So, guys, we are done with the show, man. It was a great show. I'm glad that we got to debate a little bit, talk a little bit, talk about some free agency. We will be recording on Wednesday. And by that time, we're talking deep free agency. We're talking free agency while things are happening, while we're talking free agency. So that's going to be a fun show. Mr. Raz, where can the people find you on social media?
Overloaded Raz. You can find me right there on Twitter.
Good deal. Sheila, where can the people find you on social media?
You see it on the screen at 3D Sheila. Hit me up with your questions, your trades, anything I can do that'll be a blessing to you. Definitely hit me up.
Good stuff. You guys can find me on the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel and on Twitter, Manny Chakuba. Now, shout out to Time Out Sports for being with us, dropping some comments and things of that nature. So we appreciate you, Time Out Sports, for supporting the show as always. We are out, man. Catch y'all on the next episode on Wednesday. Peace.
Peace.
What's up, bro? Oh, I don't think he didn't end the broadcast.